I, 19F, have admittedly finally snapped at my stepmother, 64F, after years of her behavior negatively impacting me and my relationship with my dad, 54M, and I'm worried this will ruin my relationship with him. My parents divorced when I was 9 and my dad started dating Jess. My dad said I was the most important thing in his life, so stay close. Anyway, he eventually upped and moved in with Jess in a small village about 2 hours away from me. Every time I would go and visit, since I was 10, she would make snide comments about me, my town, my friends, my mum, etc. She would imply my mum was an alcoholic, that my friends didn't like me, and so on. It felt like she was insecure and needed to take other people down with her. I'd left early on his weekends because of her behavior. Since I was 12, I have avoided visiting him as much as possible. It went from once a fortnight to just some time at holidays. This was because of Jess, but I never told him about my feelings towards Jess because it had been made apparent that she was his priority and made him happy somehow. It's important to note that he is disabled and has been since his 30s. I can't say what the disability is as my Jess's son uses Reddit and it'll make it too specific and has had a lot of different treatments for this, with varying success. Anyway, I'm in uni now, about 4 hours away, and he just had quite serious surgery as treatment for his disability. I know my dad and I aren't massively close, but he's still my dad and amp. I still love him, so I obviously arranged to go and see him the day after his surgery. I would go the day of, but literally couldn't get there. Jess had an issue with this. The night before his surgery, she called it a stupid waste of a trip and implied I don't care about him simply because I don't visit very often. I snapped and told her that she was the reason I hardly visit and that she could get off her high horse. I guess I should have visited more, but it was never brought up. Anyway, the visit went smoothly. She acted nice and I did the same, and my dad is none the wiser, but she is threatening to tell him what I said. My friends and mom's side of the family agree with what I have said since they know the context, but I'm worried this will ruin things with my dad. She's always complained about his disability and how it affects her, and this is getting worse since he's not yet been discharged from the hospital. I know I wasn't there to care for him like she was, but I was also a child and it was him that made it difficult for me to see him. He also kept the decline in his condition mostly hidden from me until he was offered his surgery. I care about him a great deal, but she's implying I'm just causing problems. So I guess I'm feeling guilty for finally standing up for myself and my dad, even though it could hurt my dad if she tells him how I feel. So am I the asshole for snapping at my stepmother?